Today we're going to be talking about the 5 best lifts that you can do to improve your speed. So how this video is going to go down, you guys, is we're going to show an exercise. We're going to show the exercise full speed, and we're going to talk about how it will actually benefit you in terms of getting you faster. So this first exercise is going to be a heel elevated split squat. So this heel elevated split squat is great for speed because whenever you're running, so like let's say just basic running form, and you're trying to strike the ground, snatch the opposite toe up, snatch the opposite knee up, you never want your heels to touch the ground, because when your heels touch the ground and you're almost flat-footed, that is the least explosive part of your foot, which is the heel, right? So we always want to essentially have my heel elevated, driving up from the ball of my foot and snatching my knee up and snatching my toe up. So this is a great exercise to build strength in that position and also work on my ankle stability to help with my foot strike while I am running. So what you're doing is just a normal split squat. How you want to go on this split squat is you're going to start out sitting down, you're going to extend your foot out, then you're going to stand up, put your opposite foot on the bench, and then your heel is going to be elevated. Now you could do this with dumbbells, you could do this body weight, you can maybe do this with a barbell, but we're just going to simply squat down and then pop right back up without my heel making contact with the ground. So I recommend doing anywhere from about 6 to 8 reps, and I would say 3 to 4 sets on each leg. I'm going to show you how this exercise is going to look full speed. Now, before we get into this example of this heel elevated split squat, you guys, if you're an athlete and you guys would like to improve your recovery time, maybe you get sore after your workouts, it takes 2 or 3 days maybe for you to recover fully after a workout, you should check out our AG Labs Recovery Amino Acid and Essential Hydration Powder. Guys, this has all the electrolytes in it. This has different amino acids that will help you guys recover faster, help with muscle soreness, help with cramping, everything that an athlete needs to be able to attack their workout the following day. So guys, check out that very first link in the description below for our recovery powder. Use the promo code FIRST15 at checkout and you will get 15% off your first order. Again, promo code FIRST15, FIRST15 at checkout, very first link in that description below. Now, this next exercise to improve your speed is going to be something called a foot elevated explosive step up. So what this works on in terms of your running speed and your running mechanics is like, let's say for example, I snatch my left knee and my left toe up. As soon as I hit the ground, I want to be able to push off of that left foot when it makes contact. I'm on the ball of my foot and I'm snatching my opposite knee and my opposite toe up. This is essentially exactly what this exercise is going to be working on, but it's obviously trying to work on a little bit more so of explosiveness and leg strength. So what you're going to do, you can do this with dumbbells, you do this exercise body weight, you could do it with a barbell, same as the last exercise, but what you're going to do is one foot is going to be elevated on this bench, and what you're going to do is you're going to make contact with the bench with the right foot as quickly as you can, or your left foot depending on what side you're on, but the right foot's going to make contact, and as soon as it makes contact, you're going to snatch your knee up and snatch your toe up to your chest into that perfect 90-degree running form angle. Then you're going to come back down, elevate the foot again, hit the bench, and then snatch the knee up and snatch the toe up. Make sure that when you are making contact with the bench, we are not on my heel, we are striking the ground on the ball of my foot, and we're exploding off that ball of that foot into the movement. So you want to try to focus on doing, I would say, about 3 sets on each side and 5 to 6 reps of each set. I'm going to show you how this is going to look full speed. Now this next exercise to help with your speed is going to be a foot elevated, like plyometric jump, I guess you could say. We're still going to be using this bench. It's very similar to that foot elevated step up, but instead of stepping up and snatching my knee up and snatching my toe up, we are going to be jumping, okay? Now, plyometrics is a great thing that any athlete can do to improve ultimately their speed, because what plyometrics does is that works on something in your body called a fast twitch muscle fiber. As athletes, we have 2 types of muscle fibers. We have fast twitch fibers and slow twitch fibers. Slow twitch fibers are what athletes who, like, you know, maybe soccer players, maybe like basketball players have a little bit more of in their body because it's more like distance based, right? Now, let's say maybe you're a football player, let's say you're an athlete like a 100-meter track athlete, you have more fast twitch fibers because we have to exert all out effort with the movements I'm doing. So when you're training these plyometrics, you have to exert all out effort, and so that's why you want to stay in probably that like 4 to 6 rep range when you're doing this exercise. But we are trying to be as explosive as possible. So on this exercise, you need a bench. You could also do this with a box if you have like a box or whatever the case may be, but your foot's going to be elevated on this bench and you are going to strike down on the bench just like the foot elevated step up, but when it makes contact, you are going to jump off of the right foot, then land again. Then we're raising up, strike, and then jump up again. So remember, we're doing 4 to 6 reps on each leg. I recommend doing about 3 to 4 sets on each leg as well. I'm gonna show you how this exercise should look full speed. Now, before we get into the full speed example of that exercise, you guys, if you're an athlete and you struggle to gain weight, something that you could take in the off season to help you gain weight is a creatine monohydrate powder. At AG Labs, we have a 100 serving creatine monohydrate that you can check out. Second link in the description below, you guys, and use that same promo code FIRST15 at checkout to get 15% off our creatine monohydrate. What creatine does is that will essentially pull the water from your body and hydrate your muscles internally. And what that will do is increase your strength in the gym. So you'll be able to lift heavier, have heavier output in that 8 to 12 muscle building range in the gym. It's just honestly great fuel for your workout. So guys, if you want 100 serving creatine monohydrate, 15% discount, use the promo code FIRST15 and check out that second link in the description below. Let's get back to this video. All right, guys, so this next exercise is going to be something called a pause squat to increase your overall explosiveness and speed, and is an easy exercise you can do in any gym. So you need a barbell for this. This is a barbell 50% pause squat, but it's very, very important that when you pause at the bottom of the squat, you hold it for a 2-second count, and we're trying to be as explosive as possible on the way up. So let me explain the exercise first, and I'll talk about how this can help with speed, right? So you need a barbell. Obviously, there's gonna be weight on this barbell, but you're gonna go down into this squat, and you're gonna hold it about 50%. It's very, very rare that athletes ever drop below 50%. And you won't get much out of this exercise if you drop below 50% or parallel on this squat. So you're gonna drop down to parallel, 1001, 1002, explode up. And we're trying to move up as fast as we can. It's very important that you don't go super heavy on this exercise. You're not trying to do 80% of your max, 75% of your max. It's a weight that's manageable and that you can move with quickly. So now, why does this help with speed? Because when you drop down and you do this pause squat, a lot of guys when they do squats is they'll go down and they'll use the momentum to shoot the weight back up. And yeah, maybe that's good for your legs. I guess you get something out of the exercise, but as athletes, we stop the momentum. We hold it for 2 seconds and then we have to explode up from a position of no momentum. So that helps me, like if I'm an athlete coming out of my stance, let's say it's like 100 meters, that helps with my explosion out of the blocks, almost like it's because again, you're in your stance, you're a football player, maybe you're a receiver, you're in a position of no momentum and you have to be able to explode and get momentum. So that is ultimately how that can help with your speed. That will help with your get off the ball, get off into a 40-yard dash or a sprint. So you want to do, I would say, about 5 sets of this exercise and 5 reps total. I'm going to show you how this is going to look full speed. Now this next exercise for speed is going to be something called an explosive trap bar deadlift. So this is almost going to be like a plyometric exercise, but we're adding on obviously a trap bar deadlift. I think a trap bar deadlift is a little bit better for athletes because you can work on explosive movements like this, but it's also engaging more of your legs and less stress on your lower back than more of a conventional deadlift. So just regular deadlift advice in general for an athlete, I highly recommend the trap bar deadlift. So what you're going to do is you're going to step into this trap bar, and what you're going to do is you're just going to simply go up with the weight to start out. And then when you go down with the weight, as soon as it hits the ground, you're going to let go and explode up and jump as high as you possibly can. So again, another exercise to work on that explosion and activating those fast twitch muscle fibers. So you want to do, I would say, anywhere from about 4 to 6 reps of this exercise. You could stack some weight on this barbell. I mean, I would say probably around like 70% of your max on a trap bar deadlift. So again, you're going to be here. We go up with the weight, then we go down, and then we explode up and jump. So you're doing, again, maybe about 3 to 5 sets of this exercise with about 4 to 8 reps.